Hi there traders. So let's talk about the same pattern what we talked about in Friday. So Friday we was talking about the push and pulling, how the market is push and what is pulling. So today I want to talk about what is more inside that pattern, what I see and how I'm trading. So same thing, we're gonna mark the ultimate zero zone where everything is same, equal. So now we see we're gonna make the principle. So we're gonna go down exactly the same point, going up, we're gonna break that point and going back to retest the same point what we create here, and now we're gonna break it. So we make the principle here. So we make the zone, retest, we're gonna break the zone, retest, and going down. So if you're gonna put this one here, and now I wanna show you exactly where we was above the rejection highs in that trade what was playing out here. So what was happening here was the same thing. So we're going down, pull back, we're gonna break the zone, we're gonna retest and break it. So when I'm gonna put this one here, so like what we see, I think it's very interesting to actually use support in your mindset to support those kind of patterns, because you have to trust the work what you're doing, your words and your journey what you put behind those candlesticks. And the same principle was here. We make that zone, we have kind of more retests, but the last retest when we have this rejection candlestick was absolutely the best. There was just more market makers manipulation here, because we don't have money to move markets, so we have to use engineering of markets. So, and that's our engineering what we're gonna do right now here. So the same thing, let's say we're gonna go with the Bitcoin trades. So let's take this zone. So that's the trade what we was talking about. So we have those rejection highs here. So now you know already, because the market is going downsides. So now you know already only place to market go actually higher and take some good healthy longs is only above those rejection highs. So that's the place where we have to build a new structure or new pattern to go in longs, some healthy longs. So first thing what we see now, when the price is actually retest that zone, we're gonna go down and make this zone here. So now the new thing, when we break this structure here, this structure we're gonna break now here, so we make the new zone again here. And the same thing, we're gonna break this structure here, and now we get rejected on those previous rejection highs, and we have all those same plays here, every single one. This pullback was much bigger, but I'm gonna just do breaking, retest, and going down here, down, pullback, breaking, retest, going down. All those zones, they playing out exactly the same principle. A little bit different market play, but the principle is same. That's why we have to see those patterns, and you have to reinforce those patterns with something else, like personal story or some journeys what you take when you was outside in your country, and the people journeys and the words basically. And the same thing, this pattern what we just show you, and here is the same thing. Yeah, and retest, a little bit much more impulse movement. But if you look in the zone was retested here, like every single zone was retested, and just going lower and lower. And now exactly here, same thing. When market wanna make some healthy movements of longs, only thing what we have to do is break that zone. So we have to break that zone, retest it, and going now higher. But now we see when we touch that zone, we get rejected. Then we have impulse movement, then we have rejection candlestick, and after that we hit that take profit. That was the sell, and that was the take profit here. And now you see again we get rejected, and now we're going downside, and now exactly when you zoom in, exactly the same place, you know, after that rejection highs. So when market was hitting those rejection highs, we break that zones, retest it. The next zone, we're gonna break that zone, retest, and now we have this bigger zone, we're gonna break it and retest that bigger zone, and same times those the minor ones, and going just lower again. You know, the same principle playing out loads of places, and that's one, you know, structure what I'm looking every single day in market. That's one more confirmation. And the other thing what we talked yesterday, Friday, was the pressure. You know, the one pressure is put. So we see right now here we have the one zone. Now this is our equal zone, the same zone what is that blue here, and that's our, you know, we have those three zones. Same thing we can do. That's the one zone, the middle one, and that zone. So now we exactly like this one. So now we see how we get rejected here twice, and now we know this rejection is like a higher time frame and it's much more stronger. And now we see the same thing, we break this zone, we're gonna push back, and the same principle, we have to go above it to get some longs, but market get rejected, we make the new zone, we're gonna break it, retest the middle zone, and retest the same zone, and gonna break it downside. So now we know this zone what is above here, that zone is strong. This thing is pushing downside, and now when the market was pushing downside below the middle zone, so now we know we made those two rejection zones. Same thing, when we have to go longs, we need some healthy movements and healthy breaking structures, at least to go above that zone, the middle one, what is middle one here and middle one here. And now if you look in the middle zone, what was happening above here, we have the market maker pattern and what is the manipulation pattern, and we're gonna actually break it downside and retest the zone, the same pattern, exactly the same pattern. Now we break under that, make the new zone, and now we are under that zone and try to retest it, and we get rejected. Same time is that rejection zone here, back in the place, and we get rejected, and now we have this little major trend line, we break it, rejected, and retest and rejected, and that was the sell again downside. You know, good information, you know, you're gathering more information to take that trade. You not just jump in with no information, because if you do that, most likely you don't know absolutely anything what you're actually doing in the market, and you're not trusting yourself, and you're not, you know, how to say, comfortable to take those trades because you don't know what you're doing. And like we see, we're pushing downside, so now we make the new zone here. So when we're gonna drag that zone, the same box here, you see we break that box and retest it, and now we retest it again and going much lower. And exactly the same story here. You know, we have this W pattern, and that was the point where we have to retest, but we fail the retest, we break it and retest it and get rejected of that zone here. What is the same zone? What is that zone here? And now market get rejects and downsides. You know, that's how you have to look the market. You have to make very spiritual journey behind those candlesticks and philosophy and psychology. So I think it's a good information. Try to figure out mastering, listen a few times, take the notebooks, make some notes, and looking those same things now. Go back all the way, you know, go back all the way in your trading view, and just start looking the same place and same points, and start to figure out if you found some connection, that principle, and if you found those connections, it can be helpful. But I'm gonna finish today. It's a nice Monday. Actually, it's not nice if you're looking outside. It's raining and storm basically, but it's nice anyway. So I'm gonna finish today. If you wanna join my Discord, I'm gonna put link down, and I'm gonna see every single one tomorrow. Ciao.